Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Monday. It's an exciting day for me. It's one of my favorite videos to make. It's where I grab everything that I've worked on throughout the week and pile it precariously around me. Although my room is getting cleaner, it is. I have been working on it. It is getting better. And show you what I have been up to. And some weeks I amaze myself. Other weeks I come on, I feel a little disappointed, but you know what? I'm human. And well, yeah, we all are, aren't we? Yeah, of course we are. And sometimes I let myself down. I have these grandiose ideas and plans that I'm going to make all the things in 7 days. Yeah, I don't know why I am like that. I've been around a few years. I've been knitting and crocheting just a few years, right? And no, it doesn't get done in 7 days. But for some reason, I think I can do it all. It's whatever. And you know what? Some weeks are just better than others. But one stitch counts, and one stitch is progress. I did do more than one stitch. I did get some stuff done. Yay! And there's a lot more I need to work on. So one of the things that I did, I finished earlier this week. It has been languishing, and I mean languishing, for 2 years. 2 years. I know, because my granddaughter's 2 years old. Yeah. This is a dress that I started for the youngest. And it's not newborn size or anything, so it's not like, oh, I made it and nobody can fit into it. No, she can still wear it. And I believe this is still probably big, big for her. I don't know kid sizes anymore, but this is such an adorable dress. I stalled after doing literally hundreds of bobbles. I know most people, the thought of doing bobbles, they would rather poke their eyes out. A lot of people don't like bobbles. I absolutely love them and adore them. A few bobbles sprinkled here and there, well placed, can really add a lot to a garment. And you're like, lady, that's not a few. I know, it's so exciting. Look at that. Now, I do crochet my bobbles. I grab myself a crochet hook and I crochet those bobbles. I did the rest of it knit. Isn't it nice to know both? I can do both, so I can mix to my heart's content. And that's exactly what I did. So I got that. And I got it down to just that little bit of finishing around the neck and the sleeves and everything. And I just set it back down. I kept doing that. So I need to weave in my ends. I didn't do it for a reason. All right, so I've got this big old button loop right here. I'm not sure I like that, for one thing. And I had to find the buttons first before I wove in all the ends, because if the button's too big or too small for that loop, I'll have to adjust it. So I've got yarn left. I can make it smaller. I can, I've got options right now. And look, I think they might work. I mean, it's a lighter pink, but it is going to be the back of the neck, right? But there you go. Oh, that really shows up big. I mean, this is like a dusty rose and light pink, but it's just a simple button that'll work. And it does fit through the buttonhole easily. I don't know if it's going to be too big, if I still want to adjust that. I'm not sure. I mean, for that matter, do I just get the hook and eye and just, rip out the buttonhole completely and just sew on some hooks, that little hook and eye thing, right? Or a snap for that matter? I'm not sure. What would you do? I mean, it's now done, right? A couple ends, no big deal. And sew on a button or figure that one out. So 2 years and it's finally done. And this is the bamboo pop yarn, which is wonderful. Do I have a skein of it right here, or did I put it? I put it away. Go figure. It's on its shelf where it belongs. But I did have it all with the project in case I needed to get into it. I'll have to weigh this. I'm not sure. I believe it's at least in the second ball. I don't think it's the third, but it's at least the second, because I've got a partial left, and this was not one skein. This is definitely more than one skein. But I'm so proud. And, it's good to have it done. And I got to reclaim another set of needles. Right? I mean, come on. We all do that with our crochet hooks and our knitting needles. We leave them with the project, because if you don't, you're never going to remember what it was, because we know we didn't write good notes. We told ourselves we would, and we would put it someplace and we would remember. That's pretty much what I do. I'm going to remember, it's fine. Well, I didn't intend for it to take 2 years, but it did. So this is one of them. Maybe I will find the energy and inspiration to work on the other dress I started for her 2 years ago. I'm not sure how far along that one is. Yeah, but I did make them big, right? So I wasn't going for newborn size, you know, and I knew that she wouldn't be able to wear them for a couple of years anyway. Ta-da! So happy with that, right? I mean, that's good. So that is the one thing that I got done, but I did get another thing done, but I don't have it. I have pictures, but I don't have it physically with me. You might have seen, I have a tutorial for this hat, right? These were made with the Big Twist, Joanne Big Twist Supernova. It's a #2 roving style yarn. So I made another one of this with that Edition 3 yarn. Do I have that ball right here? Nope. Oh yes, I do. I do have it. It's in this bag. So I made another one using size 4s with this yarn, different color, right? One of the other colors I did it with, this is my leftovers, right? So I did this pattern. I just wanted to see what it looked like. It's so pretty. So I did this pattern with this yarn right here. I do have some pictures. I took some pictures and I think it's going to get a pom-pom. It's really pretty. Really enjoying that yarn. But again, size 4 needles. I left it at the yarn store that I like to go to, and she's going to put a price tag on it and sell it. Yeah, there you go. Just put a price tag on it and sell it. So I actually left 2 of them. I left the other hat from this and this hat. So the 2 hats right there. And it's just a nice, fun addition. She's been doing a bunch of things with her Addy Centro and some of the really gorgeous yarns and some color combinations and yarns, etc. And, you know, the doubled hats with the pom-poms on them and the folded up brim and made with the alpaca yarn. And I mean, they're lovely. They feel great. They look pretty and they're really, really nice. And I just asked her if she would like to have some that are non-stockinette, right? Some patterns, some other stuff. She's like, sure, not a problem. Okay, there you go. So that's why I don't have that. Normally, I don't like to let go of an item prior to making the weekly video because you didn't even get to see me working on it. You know, I just finished it and just left it. But normally I like to show them actually, you know, hold them up in person, but it's okay. You know, I'll live. It's okay. So one of the things that I started while I was at the yarn store, because I just finished the hat and I had, you know, some left over of that yarn, and you can see from this one and from the pictures that you saw how it just gradiates through. And I love the put up, the way that it's sold and everything, and just the regular ball of yarn. I just think it's pretty. So I wanted to use this because it's bright, it's fun, and I had some. Why not? Why not use it? And I knew that that would be something to, if I chose to, I could leave it at the store and she could sell that one too, because it's yarn I purchased from the store. If I'm working on it in the store and somebody sees it, like, I can just point to the shelf, right? So that's my reasoning for that. And I picked up this yarn and you're like, yeah, that's just kind of plain. I know, it's really pretty. So it's not this, but look at that. Those go well, right? You need something that sets this off, something that'll give it fire. And this is one of those that has a lot of stuff in it. Baby alpaca, 30% baby alpaca, 30% merino wool, 20% bamboo viscose, 20% nylon. It is fingering weight, 402 yards. And I'm pairing it with this. And I'm having fun because not only am I doing that, I grabbed out my Alice Starmore charted books that I got like $16, $17 on Amazon. Some were like $29. I'm like, sweet. I don't have any affiliation or anything, but you know, I'm like, that's a good deal. So one of the patterns I saw somebody making, and I'll post a picture of that one again too, somebody making a sweater on Ravelry, and I fell in love with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. I recognize that stitch design. Yes, I do. It is in the book, right? So, I mean, I can still buy the pattern if I choose to, because it's got other things in it, right? It is this. Look at that. Look, that's the all over stitch. So I'm using this stitch for my hat. Okay, there you go. So using my books, not just collecting it and looking at it going, ooh, pretty coffee table book. I'm using it, which is exciting, right? They've got to justify it somehow. So here is my progress on the hat. You got to see the picture. Isn't that stunning? Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm going to have 2 full of these. This one and then this one right here that started. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then finish it off with the gray, just however that looks. So I believe we'll get into that orange and stuff, just those colors. I mean, what a beautiful way to do color work, you know, having just that solid that sets it off. And as we talked last time, I've got another skein right here, that's the ecru color, and it's the same stuff. And I've got other really lovely, fun, gradiating yarns that I can play with. And I'm having so much fun doing color work right now. And that pattern to me is just gorgeous. I like the way it flows and it moves. And, you know, a lot of the stitches in this book are what I call well balanced. There are a few rows that have 5 stitches in between the colors. So we'll have to do what's called catching the float. I don't really like catching the floats, but it's fine. I'm going to do that. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. That is, the floats are these things right here, right? And you don't want big, huge lines like this of thread because you can catch your fingers or whatever on it. I don't know, I've never had problems with it, but if you have a really long thread, it's easily caught into something or snagged on things or whatever. So I may have stitches that have 5 stitches, or places that have 5 stitches between them, but I'll stitch it up, catch it. Yeah, I don't know how to better describe it, but I'll do that to where I don't have that huge long gap. So, oh, here, let me turn this completely inside out because I like to show the back side too, because so many people don't. Let me grab my yarn here. And you can see the pattern and everything on that also, and uniform, and it gives a good stretch and a good definition. And it's taken a while to get to that. It has, right? We all have different skills and abilities, and for years I was really intimidated to try color work. And I started small. I did. I just did like little bands of color work, or, you know, just like a little bit of a trim on something, and got my confidence up. This book, the Alice Starmore book, is a great one for that. There's a lot of books out nowadays that have some fabulous charts. And like I like to say, the book doesn't care what your craft is. So this calls itself, you know, Alice Starmore's very, you know, known, world-renowned, known for her knitting style and her color work. So, you know, it's a knitting book, and nobody says you can't crochet with it. You can't weave with it. A chart doesn't care. The chart does not care. So wherever you get your book, there's a lot of books out right now for the Tunisian crochet, their charts. You know, for crochet weaving, their charts. For the knitting, their charts. Again, the chart doesn't care. It's just geared towards something that will make you buy it, right? I mean, that's just all there is as far as that goes. So pick a book that has some charts that you like, some things that you're interested in making, and go for it. Or just grab some graph paper and do it yourself. And there's a ton of things and inspiration you can look at online, and you don't have to invest any money. Do whatever you want to, but charts don't care. So who cares if it's a crochet book? Who cares if it's Tunisian crochet or knitting? Doesn't matter. You'll use it however you want to, and you'll make beautiful things. I used to buy cross stitch patterns because, again, the chart doesn't care. So doing the cross stitch patterns and then being able to either knit that in on the graph or crochet that, because I did a lot more crochet back in the day. So it was just that I couldn't find anything in crochet or knit that I wanted, and I could find it in the needlework. So just some different ideas, right? I mean, might as well have fun. So let's see. Those are some of the things that I got to work on. Oh, you may have seen this. Look at that square. These little strawberries right there. I am going to do a tutorial on this probably this week. Tuesday or Wednesday is what I'm shooting for. We'll see how Monday's work day is. But that's what I'm shooting for. loving this. It's the circle to a square that I like to do and, you know, make this blanket squares for donating. And I had somebody comment on the down below in the comment section, turn them into ladybugs. Oh, I'm going to do that. It's going to happen. I'm going to have to do it with the black and the red and everything, and then put little spots on it. Oh my gosh, I have to try that. At least on one. So I've got the full square. Got to do my ends. And then I've got 2 more that I'm ready to put colors on, whatever color. I just grabbed lavender for this one, but I could see it with any color combination. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the other thing that I want to do, and I've got red, green, and white crochet thread. I want to make a couple of these with the crochet thread. I don't wear earrings, but other people do, and I want to make some earrings. And I think that'll be really cute because the whole granny square thing is so in style right now, and having these as earrings I think would be adorable. So should I make the earrings? And I've seen them as the granny squares earrings. You know, should I turn these into the squares for the earrings, or just leave them as the circles? Look like little Princess Leia trying to get dressed up for Halloween or something. I don't know. But those are some of the options as far as that goes. But again, I am going to do a tutorial on this and have fun with it, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Let's have fun. So that is that. What else have I worked on? Oh, we know I have 8 pair of socks done, which is fantastic considering November. If you don't watch all the other channels, I am one of the podcasters for Hooker versus Hooker, and that is a crochet versus crochet competition duel, you know, smack talk, bragging rights competition. And it is with 3 podcasters and 1 viewer is what that is. So the 4 of us will be going head to head. I do not know the project yet. I do not know the colors yet. Which is fine, and I wouldn't be able to start it until 1 November because that's the rules. So that will take up some of my time in November, and I'm not able to share what I'm making. I mean, I'll tell you, like the theme, like last month's theme was Scarecrow, and the colors that were chosen, I'll tell those things, but I can't give any sneak peeks and show anything because I'd get disqualified. And I can't let that happen because Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming did a lot of smack talk. You thought Lori from the Armchair Chef, when we had the crochet duel with the big yarn versus little yarn, guess which side I was on? Little yarn, hello. You thought Lori was, you know, throwing down the gauntlet. No, Lori was tame. Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, she was questioning my crocheting skills. Just saying, right? So this next month, you know, the finishing out October and rolling into November is going to be absolutely spectacular. It's going to fold out to a lot of fun stuff. I don't know where it's going yet. I really don't. I believe next week we'll find out what the project is going to be, the theme of the project, and the colors that I'll be able to use. Anywhere up to, I think it's like 3 to 5 colors, but I don't know yet. So I'm so happy I have 8 pairs of socks done already. I have started the 9th pair because I want to do at least 10 pair this year, but we'll see with all these other challenges going on, right? So here is my, that yarn, isn't it gorgeous? This is in progress, my 9th pair. Let me try not to pull out my working needle. Yeah, got it. There we go. And it's funny, I've only done 1 pair that is a solid 1 color. All the others this year have a different cuff, heels, and toes. And look, I am on the heel on this one. Oh, I'm so proud. This broken stripe through here, I love it. To me, it is so pretty. This is Universal Yarns. This is Pix is the yarn. I don't know if they have this one anymore, if this one's been clearanced out. I don't have a price tag on it. I know some of the Universal yarns that I've had previously I got at a store called Tuesday Morning. They're all closed down anywhere near me. I think all of them in the state of Colorado are closed, but I really liked getting stuff there when they had it. This is typical sock yarn. Self-patterning yarn creates a Fair Isle pattern. I don't think I'd call that a Fair Isle pattern, but I love it. And this is 100 grams, 459 yards, 75% superwash wool, and 25% nylon. So that's what I'm working on here. This one, I'm not sure. I don't know if that's one of my opals. I don't think so, but I'm not sure what it is. But it's pretty and I'm using it. Yeah, there we go. So here is pair number 9 for the year. How exciting. Oh my gosh. So moving right along. Oh, another thing that I have added into my November chaos and crazy. If Hooker versus Hooker wasn't enough, you just heard me mention Lori from the Armchair Chef. For November, and you'll have to go watch her videos, but for November, she is doing a Secret Santa. Now, of course, I don't have to follow and I don't have to join in. You know I joined in, right? You know I already said yes. I'm like, I want to play. So we will be exchanging something. Last year when she did the Secret Santa, it was, hey, you've been doing all this Mystery Yarn Challenge stuff. You've been making stuff all year long. Just grab something that you've already made and send it to your Secret Santa partner, right? You know, something that you've already got on hand, like, you know, hats or whatever, right? You know, whatever, something. This year, it's something specifically made for that person. Now, we'll be starting it in November and we have until Christmas. So it's not like, hey, get it done by the end of November. So that's nice. We do have some extra time on that. And it gives us a little more time. She's doing a questionnaire because not everybody has a podcast. Not everyone has YouTube content creators, right? That you can go stalk their channels, which you know I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go stalk the channel of whoever I get. If they have a channel, they might not. So there'll be a questionnaire, or at least we're supposed to email, you know, things about ourselves. And so it makes it a little bit easier for the other person, you know, like, hey, if they're allergic to something, things that they don't particularly like. There are people who have wool allergies. There are people who don't really like alpaca on their forehead. I'm talking about Lori. I sent her a hat. I know, it was pretty. And I made it, but it itches her forehead. So little things like that would be really good to know beforehand. Yeah, so I'm just adding all sorts of other stuff on that. And my second granddaughter has asked me a month or so ago for a dress. Not the baby, you know, and that's not going to work for her, so I can't like give that to her. She wants me to make her a dress, and I haven't started it. I don't know the pattern. I mean, come on, she's 8. The children get bigger, and making a dress for an 8-year-old, crocheted or knit, is a bit more than making a dress for a 2-year-old. You know what I'm getting at. It's just, you know, they have styles and things that they like and don't like, for one thing. For the little ones, you just make a twirly dress and they're happy. But there's stuff like that and colors and what have you. And it's an 8-year-old. They're bigger. I'm just going to throw that out there. They're bigger, right? They grew, they got bigger. So I haven't started it. My husband's been kind of tapping me on the shoulder. Hey, did you start your dress? I'm like, hey, am I working on your sweater? Oh yeah, I haven't showed you a sweater. Yeah, I am working on his sweater. His third sleeve, his 3-arm sweater. All right, so yeah, I got a little bit, oh, dropping the ball of yarn. So I am still alternating the 2 skeins. The sleeve has gotten longer, but I swear I was working on this for like an hour or so earlier and it didn't grow. I mean, it grew, but it didn't grow. You know what I'm getting at? I'm like, that's a long time. And I told him if he wasn't so picky, then I would have already, you know, been on the neck, but it's going to look nice. It's going to look nice. Yeah. So for those that are not aware, I did start a sweater for him, and this is hand-dyed yarn. This is Arcane Fiberworks hand-dyed yarn, and any hand-dyed yarn that you get, you're going to end up with pooling or flashing or something like that. You know, the potential is definitely there. Well, the sleeve got the pooling and the flashing, and my husband didn't like that. So for the second sleeve and this one, you can see I'm alternating the balls of yarn, which I probably should have done from the beginning, but I've never really done that. I've told other people that you should do it if, you know, the colors line up and it bothers you, but I've not done it. And his last sweater I made for him out of Arcane Fiberworks, he didn't care. But on this one he did. And it does make a difference. I mean, I can see why he wanted it. I dig it out, but I just dropped another ball of yarn. It's fine. Yeah, so there's that. I'm like, I don't know. I did work on another project this week. The blanket that I'm making for my oldest son. I put another cake of yarn into it. I have a picture of it and everything all laid out in a video. And you'll notice in the video, it's missing a corner. Yeah, I didn't finish the round. I got really, really close. That's a full cake of yarn. Just doing that all the way around was a full cake of yarn. And that's a Big Twist Rave yarn. And let me show you that right here. I mean, that's why I took the picture in the video, because, you know, holding it up right here, you can see it, but it's not quite the same as laid out flat. Look, see there, that's where I'm at. I've got some from when I did the insides and everything. I've got a partial of that, so I'll just grab one of the partials and everything and finish that off. I kind of figured, I thought that I would have gotten through the entire round at the very, very end. I figured I'd be playing yarn chicken, but I really thought that I would make it all the way, because on this one, that border right there, that's orange to pink. On that one, I had a little bit of a ball left, and I was thinking I might have enough, but nope, I don't. But yeah, isn't that crazy? Look at that. Look, and it just gradiates through. It's so nice. I love that. I think that is just absolutely fantastic. So this is the Trip Around the World quilt pattern, and I have a tutorial on this one also. And I've dubbed this one Joy's Trip. My mom's name was Joy, and she made a lot of handmade quilts. She's no longer with us, but I made this as a crochet version in memory of her. And it's just one of those wonderful things. It's fond memories, and I'm absolutely loving this. And I got another picture from somebody else that finished their Trip Around the World blanket into a full covers the bed. I think that is stunning. So everybody that sends me a picture of their blanket, by the end of the month, they're in for a drawing, and I will send them some yarny goodness. I have 2 people I already promised that I would send them something, because they were the first 2 people to finish, and I was feeling quite, you know, excited, and I haven't mailed that off yet, but I am going to mail all of these off. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of yarn going out. I think I'm going to help clean my room, right? And just pick up some yarn, right? And send it out. I don't need all of it. I can share some. I can share a little bit. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of on that, if you win, let me know if wool is an issue. Just saying, because there's a chance you might get some animal fibers. I just got to know, because I don't want to make anyone sick. So yeah, this right here it's fantastic. And isn't that crazy to put on, this is the equivalent of a full row of blocks. It's the same as any one of these blocks. But isn't that crazy that full row all the way around is more than a full cake? And then the next color I'm going to put on it is this one right here. That's that bright pink. And that one goes pink to purple. That's the same one right here. See how it's, there we go. See? That's the same one. That's where I started and ended. So yeah, I'm going to put that one next. I think that's going to be fantastic. We were looking at, hubby and I talked about it, and I wanted to put that electric green on there, but that has the black in it too, which I love, but I didn't want the black on the border. I just thought that would be too stark because it's not a full around black. If I wanted to do black, I do have some Big Twist value yarn, and I could just do a full round of black. The Rave yarn is more of like a roving style, and it comes in all those cakes, those color shifting, color changing cakes. And that's what I thought was fun about this one, was using those color shifting cakes just to see what it's going to do, how that's going to play out. Oh, lots of fun there. Just having a blast with my crafts. And the other one that I haven't done anything else with that I'm looking forward to is my little guy right here. This one is fingering weight yarn on an H hook, and just working through that with scraps and leftovers that I have, because I've got all the socks and I've got lots of leftovers, and it'll be hand washed because Some of my yarns are hand wash yarns. Most of the sock yarns that I've used are not, but I have more than just the socks that I put in that particular bag of leftover scraps. But doing something like this, and this right here is going to be the chaos of colors, because it won't be long before I won't be able to go around it full time with one color that's just in the scrap bin. That's what it's supposed to be for, is like a little scrappy thing. I think I've got some brighter colors and some other stuff. I'm going to use some of those bigger balls and continue going around, and then when it gets to a certain point, then it'll just go into the chaos. That's my goal anyway. We'll see. I might put sparkle in it. I mean, I have sparkle sock yarn. We know this. It's gonna have to have sparkle and fun stuff. Yeah, that's how that works. Just all sorts of fun. And yeah, so what do I have coming up this week is a tutorial, another one. I think I'm liking my setup in the basement where I'm able to do some tutorials. I'm able to do that. And I know when I first started the channel, I promised I would do some things. And I'm kind of getting into that stride where, yeah, I think I might go downstairs and work in my studio. That makes me sound fancy. At least in my head, I sound really fancy. So I might have to do something like that. Still trying to work on the whole setup thing. The YouTube channel concept is new. I don't know. I still haven't shut up about yarn, so I guess I'm doing something right. Because, yeah, I can continue to talk about yarn. I mean, it's yarn. I mean, how can you not? There's so many colors and textures, and it's so pretty. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.